If you guys are looking for cheap and reliable coins over FC25, then please look no further than FIFAcoin.com. They can have some of the most competitive prices over the course of FC25. They're quick, they're reliable, and don't forget to use my code Martin for that extra 5% discount. Link will be in the description. Hi guys, Martin88 here, and welcome back to another Eafc 25 video. And I've got a treat for you, well I think it is, something a bit more light-hearted and something quite fun. Because today we're going to find out how hard Ultimate Squad Battles is. I've played the game already, so I know how it went. This is the team on screen at the moment and the formation that I used. If you're interested in the actual tactics, I will put a link. All I'm going to say is it's a very, very fun watch, and don't take it too seriously. Yeah, it's just a bit of light-hearted fun. Anyway, let's get into the action, get into the comments, let me know what you think. So we'll be very, very intrigued, and enjoy the video, guys. Okay, so let's get into the game. First of all, guys, I wanted to reiterate, this isn't a tutorial, right? This is just us having a little chat and a first look for me anyway, at what Ultimate Squad Battles is like. Because obviously I've been playing Legendary for the whole game cycle so far. And Ultimate difficulty, quite honestly, is the difficulty level that I normally play on. It normally would just take me a couple of weeks, and then I'm full blown into that. And yeah, I'd pick some defeats up, but I would mainly be able to win the game. So I wanted to see what it was like. And what you're watching here is my first ever game of Ultimate Squad Battles and FC 25, right? And let's cut to the chase. And what is Ultimate Squad Battles like in FC 25? Really, really difficult. Very, very difficult. And quite different to previous years, yeah? In years gone by, there would be stuff that I would be able to do to score more goals. And this year, that's just wasn't the case. However, I don't want to spoil the score and what happens and stuff like that. But my defending was very good, and all the defensive tactics and aspects that I've learned across the years all stood up to Ultimate Squad Battles. Yes, it's a bit dicey at times, but what do you expect? Because this isn't a 66 rated team. This was the highest rated team that we could find, 88 rated, I believe. And so, yeah, when I went into this game, my thought process was, okay, defend and keep it tight, and let's just see if we can nick a goal or two. And I must say that the defensive techniques worked quite well. And if you want to have a look at stuff like that in a bit more depth, I've got my 5 top tips on how to beat Legendary. I'll put a little link to that at the top of the screen across this first half for you to click on if you want a bit more detail. But yeah, all around they're just so much faster, so much stronger, just very, very intelligent. And quite honestly, you might look at some of my attacking in this game and think, oh, well, I'd expect you to be able to do a bit better than that. But I've got to be honest, I was ultra cautious because I didn't want to give the ball away in a scenario what I knew could hurt me. Now, I don't mean in my own half. I even mean inside their half. I've played Ultimate Squad Battles an awful lot, and I know when you can get punished. And it just felt like to me that they would be able to punish me at the drop of a hat. Also, I felt that there was times when it was excruciatingly hard to keep hold of the ball, close to nigh on impossible. And you guys will probably look at a few things in the game and be like, oh, that wasn't very good. You lost the ball there. You should have kept it. Honestly, I'm very aware of that, and I'm trying every trick and tip that I've got in the book to try and retain possession, you know. Calling people short, running towards the ball, sprinting towards the ball, using R1 dribbling to try and keep hold of it, etc., you know. But at some points, that just did not work. So I had... this was a rare attack from me, and you'll see it results in a goal. And if you watch this back, you will see that what I do is I'm just trying to get the ball out wide to try and create some space into the middle. It's very difficult, obviously, to try and see if there is any. And I've purposely got Z Roberto playing as a left centre mid in the formation for this type of situation. And yeah, worked well. And that's my only shot so far. And we've got a 1-0 lead. And at this point, I'm feeling quite happy with myself, you know. One thing I will say, though, is when they've got the ball inside their half, I was still trying everything to put pressure on, because I know that that's one of the best opportunities to score a goal. And to my shock, I was able to win it, although I'm going to give myself some credit here. The pressure was good, the anticipation, the player switching was good, and then understanding how Ultimate works, to be quite honest, to be able to finish the goal off. If you watch it back, I trigger Chiesa well before Jesus makes the pass to him. If I hadn't have done it first time as well, I'm telling you right now, I would have just got caught up and blocked. End of. And so, yeah, here we get into half time and I'm 2-0 up. And I'm thinking, wow, maybe I can do this. Let's have a look at this clip here. Yeah. So rewind that, guys, because a lot of you talk to me about like the 45th, the 90th minute in squad battles, and you say, if they want to score, they will. End of. Now, as much as I agree, because I've done this for numerous years, that they up the ante, if you will, I showed there that it is possible to stop them. Granted, you have to have a lot of tricks up your sleeve, and it can be a bit dicey at times, but it is possible. I showed a few coaching clients that clip already, and they were just laughing at how I'm actually able to get out of that. But it is possible. Now, one thing that I talk about in like my coaching sessions with squad battles is like the performance level of the AI, right? I call it like the sliders. That's not an official name, but think of it of like a scale of like 0 to 100, like a sliding scale. And teams can play differently, and that's what a lot of you get struggle with, in my opinion, is you can't get your head round that an 85 rated team, you can smash them, and then you can play another one and you lose because they're playing out of their skin. For me, that's the sliders going up and down. Teams in real life play differently, game in, game out. It's just fact. And I noticed this in this game. In the first half, obviously this being my first experience of Ultimate, I didn't know if it was them playing well or not, but it felt difficult in the first half. And I just thought that I was doing well. But boy, in the second half, they upped it. And to be quite honest with you, I couldn't get a kick. Could not get a kick. I think on a different note, though, it was slightly to be expected. Like, my team isn't an 88 rated team. The team that I was playing against was better than my team. I've got 80 rated Leaf Davis at left back. I've still got 84 rated Ake at centre back. 2 players that I'm evoing. That's hard work, man. On a ultimate difficulty against a decent team. This isn't a 66 rated team. And the other big deal is the stamina. On ultimate, their stamina doesn't drain, or it drains incredibly slowly. Well, of course, with lesser players, my stamina is draining fast. So actually, the longer that the game goes on, I'm at more of a disadvantage, more and more. Yeah, and to be honest with you, once it got to even this stage of the game, I was actually already of the mentality of I would just be very grateful if I could see this out at 2-0, which would be a good result, And I think that we're heading towards the end of the game now. You can see it's all a bit dicey, but I'm able to get out of it. I think that it is possible. It is possible to win on Ultimate. I think it's a little bit like with Legendary, though, especially like the higher end games. It's difficult to get the goals on a consistent basis. One, because obviously the amount of time that we're given compared to previous years is lower, and it's just harder. So for me, I would need better players to be able to pull this off and get a more handsome result, you know, because situations like this, I was just really, really struggling to keep hold of the ball. And you might think you could do this, could do that. Like, I know what you can and can't do, and there would be reasons why I'm not doing certain things, because I know that, like this, that was a prime example. If you watch that back, I stopped this with a coaching client. I play the ball up to Foden. The second that I play it, I am sprinting towards the ball with Foden, and they still get there first, even though Foden was in front of them at the start. Like, what are you supposed to do with that? I couldn't do any more, you know. Which is why I'm very careful in possession, but didn't feel like I had any choice. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying, I do think that it will be possible for those of you that just want to play on Ultimate, basically just for liking the challenge. Gonna need better players. There are certainly better players than what I've got. If you're, like I said, if you're interested in the tactics that I'm using, there will be links to that across the video in the top right hand corner. But I really don't think that it would matter what tactics you were playing. This would still be incredibly difficult to do any better than what I've done. If somebody thinks that they can or have done, and it's not co-op, by the way, if it's solo play, I'd love to hear from you. That would be very interesting. So there with Foden, that's my third shot of the game, and that's all that I get. Yeah, so spoiler alert now, this is how it stays at 2-0, okay? And it's going to be incredibly interesting for you to see the stats. But overall, I'm very proud of this performance. Any of you that thought that you'd just turn this video on and seeing me pump a high-rated Ultimate Team 5-0 at the start of November, you know, I'm a human, I'm not a robot. But I'm very proud of that performance. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your comments. And, of course, if you're interested in the coaching, then please feel free to get in touch. Let's have a little look at the stats, which make very interesting reading. As you can see, 3 shots, not a lot going on in the game. Let me take you to the amount of tackles. That's very interesting indeed. But, guys, that is it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please drop a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys very soon. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.